Happy Sunday, everyone. Semiretiredbob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. We're going to talk about Ozempic and Wegovy and those other drugs out there for just a moment. But the main point of today's video is you're watching me mow. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. What you're watching me mow, and the reason this is interesting at all is because I worked last night and it was fairly busy for a Saturday night in October. And the thing that normally when I had a fairly busy shift back before carnivore, I would be laid out, unable to move the next day. If I had to work the next day, I'd practically crawl into work and barely survive. And now I feel good enough that I'm cutting my grass early in the morning after sleeping. And then, of course, I have to go back into work this afternoon if it doesn't rain. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the mowing done, because as you can see, it's quite long. And it's October. I'm really getting tired of cutting the grass this year. The leaves here in Omaha have not even really started to change yet, and by now they're usually coming down in droves. By the middle of October, my street should be empty of leaves, and they're all still green. So that's probably going to delay me getting out of town because I can't leave until after the yard work's done for the year. But anyway, that's what you're watching. For those of you returning the channel, welcome back. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to ask everyone to help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 62 years old, and I'm doing things I couldn't do when I was 40, like cutting my own grass, let alone doing it the day after I worked a long, busy Saturday night shift. But I do want to cover these weight loss drugs because they're making a resurgence here, along with, this ridiculous list that, it wasn't My Plate. I can never remember the name of it. Eat Lancet. It was Eat Lancet that put out their list of top misinfluencers. And of course, Dr. Berry and Dr. Baker were right up there at the top of the list because we're having an impact. They want to sell you drugs that supposedly make you healthier by taking weight off of your body or fat. But that's not the case. I mean, look at what are there now? Close to $2 billion in lawsuits against the various drug companies because these drugs are causing harm. They don't talk about that. They show you all the success stories. And it's a little bit disheartening to me because I've seen several influencers out there saying, "Oh, well, if you need just a little bit of a boost, I think a low dose of this stuff isn't too bad." Well, they may be right. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I'm just an old retired truck driver. But it seems to me that if you can lose the fat you want simply by eating beef, adding salt, drinking water, then why on earth would you put an experimental drug in your body? And I say experimental because these drugs were originally diabetes drugs in much lower doses. They noticed that there was some fat loss effect going on at the low doses. So they got approval for higher doses and marketed it as a weight loss drug. And of course, we all know, because most of us listen to Professor K, there's no shame in saying fat loss. If what you want to do is lose some fat, then this is what you should say. Because nobody ever says, "Oh, well, I'd like to make my bones less dense so I weigh less." I don't care if I fall and break a hip as long as I don't weigh as much on the scale. No, what you're talking about is, if you want to lose weight, what you're really talking about is body composition and losing fat. And I understand. I was in that group of people that tried absolutely everything from the early 80s up until I found carnivore. Nothing worked. And unfortunately, these weight loss drugs do work for a lot of people, but they don't tell you about the stomach paralysis, the long-term permanent effects, all these other things. So don't be fooled by a commercial that shows people dancing and singing and having all this fun because they have lost a little bit of weight or fat, as the case may be. Just stick to your carnivore diet. It really is that easy. Eat the meat with its associated fat, add the salt, and drink the water. I know that seems simplistic, but unlike so many of the other channels out there, yes, I do advertise Cerule products because I believe Cerule products work, but I don't tell you that you have to rush right out and buy them. I think you should. My bank account thinks you should. Not that I make any money off of it, but maybe someday. But I don't really have anything to sell you. Whereas, some of these people, they're pushing ancestral supplements, ketone shots, all this stuff that, do I think there's benefit in them? If you're not eating a proper carnivore diet, then perhaps yes. I don't know. I'm just a retired truck driver, but I seem to be doing okay on just eating the meat, adding the fat, and drinking the water. I know this has been a fairly basic message today. A little warning about those weight loss drugs that are out there. But the real purpose of this video is to show you that you can accomplish what you set out to accomplish on the carnivore diet without all this extra stuff. Because I'm doing it, and I won't say I was the most unhealthy person on the planet, because there are a lot of people a lot worse off than I was, but I had a lot of problems, and yet here I am still making these videos for you. And if you think these videos might help, we do have to keep getting the word out, folks. Dr. Baker put out a video today talking about this list from the Eat Lancet and how they're coming after us. The only way to fight back is for everyone to share the message. If you have your own story, start your own channel. If you don't have your own story or don't feel comfortable doing that, you don't have to share my videos with anybody. Grab a Dr. Baker video or a Dr. Barry video or a Professor Cade. Whoever your favorite influencers are, share their videos. We have to keep getting the word out, because make no mistake, they're coming after us again because we're having an impact. We are winning. Food and drug companies are losing money every day because more and more people are starting to wake up to the fact that the stuff in bags and boxes and packages that fill your grocery store are not really food. They're food-like slop that causes all kinds of medical problems so that they can make a high profit off of it. And then, once you're sick, they get even more profit because you have to go to the doctor and get all these prescription drugs to take care of the ailments that are strongly associated with the crap they've been selling you as food. Sorry about that little rant there, folks. But it's really, really hard to stay calm in these situations because they are coming after us. Look at my numbers. I've got over 8,000 subscribers now, and I'm lucky if I get 200 views on a video. Back when I had 800 subscribers, I was getting 500 views. And when I got to 2,000 subscribers, I was getting 1,200 views. If you don't think they're silencing us, then you're wrong. They are. They're coming after us, and they're going to try to destroy us all because they want to sell you products instead of real food: beef, salt, water. Anyway, that's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.